What is going on, dudes, and welcome to pre-snowboard trip excitement. I'm getting ready to actually walk out the door and take a bus to LAX and then fly on over to Utah and have a wonderful time for 2 days of snowboarding at Park City or the Canyons or one of those lovely resorts. And believe it or not, I haven't even checked the snow report yet. For some reason, I should probably do that. I don't know if it's going to be storming or if it's going to be sunny skies and powder all over the place, but whatever it may be, I'll have fun, and I'm looking forward to it. But before I head out, I thought I'd do just one last commentary and talk to you guys about stuff actually following your dreams. I've actually wanted to discuss this for a while now, but I didn't feel it was right. I didn't know if I was totally sure about the decision yet, but now, you know, I think I'm totally solid on it, and the time is right. So, as you guys may or may not know, depending on how long you have followed me, I am currently in school studying to be a chemical engineer. That is my major at the moment, but I mean, I've always enjoyed playing video games, like my entire life. That's always been a fun pastime of mine. It's been really enjoyable, but to think of like a career in it, it's like, meh, it's video games. What can you possibly do in video games? And I mean, I've always heard, yeah, it's bigger than Hollywood as far as the money that is exchanged each year in the gaming industry. But I was like, how could that be? That's just a statistic. Gaming? How could that be a career? And then, like, through this whole, my posting videos on YouTube and getting to know people who are actually part of the quote-unquote gaming industry, I've realized it's actually, it's pretty major. And, I mean, I don't know numbers, but lots of people make careers out of it, and so I've always thought about it since then. I've been like, you know, I am studying to be a chemical engineer, but this is fun. And my mom, my entire life, has always been like, you should do something that you enjoy, not something for the money. And so it's like, if you get a really big and tasty cake put in front of you, or you get, I don't know, $50 put in front of you, but it's like, it's a really, really good cake. Eating the cake is fun. The money might be able to buy you fun stuff, but the money itself is not. That was a bad analogy. My bad. But still, you get what I'm saying. And not to say that being a chemical engineer would not be enjoyable, but at the same time, I've always thought that doing video games would be awesome. It's like I'd really look forward to. I mean, I don't know what. If theoretically it all works out in the end, I would, what would end up happening, but I know I would likely really look forward to going into work each day, probably much more so than should I be a chemical engineer. So all that being said, you guys are like, wait, are you dropping out of school? Are you going to do this as a career? YouTube, I mean, and no, so what I'm doing is, actually, I'm going to change majors from chemical engineering into computer science, because computer science is sort of the backbone for what you need to do if you want to be a game developer. So, that's what I'm doing, and it's pretty cool to think about. Obviously, I'm not switched yet because I have to take some pre-major courses in order to be accepted, but so long as I get good grades in those, it's an automatic admittance to change into computer science. So, provided I do well, which, I mean, if I really want to do this, it's pretty much a given that I would want to do well in classes. So yeah, computer science, programming stuff, and all that good, fun things, and combined with all the 3D editing, all that stuff, it should be good preparation for actually attempting to go into being a game developer when I get older. Or I'll always have the other alternative of going to work for some sort of company that just needs computer programming. I don't know, Google, Yahoo, all those big websites need tons of people. And I mean, Google, everyone knows, is like supposed to be an awesome place to work for because they treat their employees like amazingly. I'm getting really ahead of myself here because I just picture all the things that could happen in the future, and it gets me more excited than all the things that could happen in the future should I choose to go into chemical engineering. So, moral of the story is that while chemical engineering would probably get me a higher salary, it doesn't seem as fun. And I guess I've learned that, I mean, when I was 12, I was like, I want to make a lot of money. But now it's like, you know, if I'm going to be doing this for my entire life, I should probably have fun. That sounds better than making $1 million a year. If I was making at least enough to survive and not be homeless, just because I can't buy a Ferrari, it's probably worth it. Who needs those Ferraris anyway? They're not all that important. So, if you see something that you really enjoy doing, I know I sound like I'm some old wise man or something writing a memoir, and that's I know all, and I apologize if I come across that way. But yeah, I guess at the young age of 18, I've realized something like this that many of you probably know already. But yeah, do what you want to do. Even if your parents are like, doctor, lawyer, now we need you to do that because you need to make money. If you don't enjoy it, be like, ha, I don't want to do that. And then they'll probably say we're not paying for college, in which case, I don't really know what to tell you there. But all financial things aside, as far as paying for school, yeah, try to do what you enjoy. It just, even though I can't really give concrete examples of my enjoying it even more than going into chemical engineer, because I haven't done it yet, I am theoretically picturing all this. So anyway, as I reach the end, I do hope you guys have enjoyed, and as always, it would be awesome if you could take just a second to leave a like rating, as, yeah, it enlarges your penis. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to watch. It's been a pleasure, and I am off to Utah.